Hey, everybody, and happy Easter if you celebrate. Hope you had a good day. We return for FSI DFS and breaking down Monday slate. We're going to look at the main slate. It's 7 games starting at 7:05 p.m. And McKinley, did you have a good day today?
Yeah, it was a good day. Both happy Easter to everybody, like you said, but also in baseball, it was a good day. Things hit. Chicago Cubs bats were oddly very low owned. I got Anthony Rizzo at 1% in my double up today, which I have
Nice.
no idea why. Lefty righty matchup against a poor pitcher. It's great.
I thought St. Louis was going to have a great day against Hoffman, who hasn't pitched in a couple years, but he came out looking like Cy Young. So it's on to, you know, on to tomorrow. So,
Yeah,
but
it's been an
actually,
upside it's been an upside down year so far. It looked like the Tigers were about to cruise to 3-0 and then Cleveland made the comeback. Baltimore's 3-0 over Boston. Like it's been a weird season so
that
far.
happened in the NBA. I think it was in Minnesota where they like won like all these games in the beginning of the season, and then the cream rose to the top, and we realized we are who they thought they were.
Maybe don't ask me about NBA. I got no clue.
I know. I think that
Yeah.
was that like Lovey Smith or whatever. His speech. They are who we thought they were.
Oh
So
yeah.
we will see who if these some of these teams are who we think they are. So,
We'll
but
find out.
one thing that we want to remind you is at MSF DFI, we're running a contest to give away a free month of our premium content for MLB. And all you have to do is go and click the link that we will put down in the comments as soon as the video is posted. And it will give you the instructions of what you can do to enter to try to win that free month. So I've had a good couple days so far, and we're looking forward to as more and more we see these games and see these teams and things start to settle in. We're almost we're starting to hit like the fourth and fifth starters, so pretty much pretty soon, next couple of days, we'll start to get the aces, and with the off days and stuff, it's been kind of nice. So it's going to start to break things up, so you don't have like one slate where it's all aces and you're trying to figure out which pitcher to take, and then you get to a slate in probably the next day or so where you get in the 4 or 5 guys, and you're thinking, do I have to take a pitcher? Or are there two relievers maybe I can take so they don't get blown up, and maybe I can get like a win or save or something, but not that drastic. But anyways, the nice thing about tomorrow is the weather at this point. Um, on Sunday night as we record this, looks decent tomorrow throughout all 7 games. A couple places where the wind is blowing out a little bit in Wrigley, but not too much to make a huge difference. In LA, both LA Angels and Oakland have some wind blowing out too, so might help hitting a little bit. Temperatures seem to be cool to mild, no precipitation, so should be a great day for baseball all around. Well, I think one of the most exciting things tomorrow is that we actually have an ace pitcher. We actually have a number one pitcher that we're going to pick. And who do you think that's going to be, McKinley?
It's not Michael Waka, in case anybody's
No,
wondering.
not that bad. But if I were going to say Pavetta, that would be the better.
Oh yeah, that'd be bad. But yeah, DeGrom, it's obvious. You're just going to be plugging him into every single cash line that you're making. 10-7, I think that's the most expensive that we've seen for a pitcher yet this season.
That's still reasonable because sometimes they're up into like the 12. So,
But I was going to say, Bauer was 10-5 pitching
yeah.
at Coors Field. So, but yeah, so Jake DeGrom, definitely going to be locking him in every single cash lineup, even in GPP. You can take a chance. Go for
And
it.
if anybody's worried about this team because of like the COVID and contact tracing, it was on the Washington side of it. The Mets were innocent bystanders. They just had their whole series postponed. I'm sure they did extended spring training. I'm sure he pitched a simulated game. I'm sure they took BP because they weren't affected by this. So, they didn't have some real game exposure. Maybe they did. Maybe there's some scrimmages. Maybe they played against some scout squads or things like that. I didn't see too much on it, but I'm sure they're going to be ready to go tomorrow. This is their opening day for them, even though it's on the road in Philly. it's still, they're ready to play some real Major League Baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Looking apart from DeGrom, with that high price tag and just with the bats that are going today, there's not as much value opening up. Baltimore's not playing. So we're not getting Mullins and Mancini at both min price.
Yeah, Mancini hit a home run today, didn't he?
Possibly, I can't even
Yeah,
remember. I know
he had
Mullins
16
went for
points. So
like
he did something
25.
good, and
Yeah,
he was like
Mullins
very low price. So
was going off. It was just wild all around. I don't know why DK keeps pricing him in price, but anyway, so I'm kind of looking down a little bit here, a pitcher. Kind of looking third from the bottom, Rodon
yeah,
for the White Sox, going against Seattle. Middle tier to a below average hitting team.
they
He
have
does have
potential, but they're
some,
not scary.
yeah, he has the potential to do well there. I don't think they're going to be blowing him up. So at 6'7", he does allow you some savings to get in some of those higher price bats, which I think you're going to be having to target because, like I said, there's not as much value on this slate, at least for now.
Right,
Like you
a
said,
lot can change.
yeah, a lot could change. Like you said, we're filming this on Sunday night, so a lot can change with the lineups. But also, I'm looking at Quintana for LA. My one hesitation is Houston is on fire with the bats so far. They've scored 8+ runs in all 4 of their games so far. I think I saw on ESPN or something on the bottom. It was like the first team since 1900 to do it. So they're cruising. But Quintana, he's able to control. He has solid control, about 1K per inning average for him there. So if he can keep it in check, I think it's more of a GPP play just because of who he's facing. But I'm looking at him as well. You interested in any of the pitchers?
I think you can make a case for May. He's a very good pitcher. Going against Oakland, they're not, you know, super great starting the season. They're 24th in on base percentage. So, I think there's definitely a chance to use him there. Just the pricing is so high. So if you use him and DeGrom, they're the 2 highest pitchers. I mean, he's 8-8, which isn't bad. I mean, there's gonna be some slates where you have multiple pitchers in the 10K range, and then you'll be excited if you find a good pitcher, especially on the Dodgers, at 8-8. But I think there's some safe options, but they just don't really excite me too much. Like the Brewers and the Cubs have like 35% strikeout rates among them. I know you had some Cubs that had some success today, and some one-off pieces in Milwaukee have, but overall as a team, these 2 teams really haven't hit, and now they play each other. And you got a
Yeah,
pitcher in Anderson and a pitcher in Williams, who are decent pitchers, who are guys that are going to go out there and throw 5 or 6 innings and not give up too many hits, not give up too many walks. The only thing that they're not going to do also is they both have K rates in like the teens, the high teens. So even though they're going against potentially 35% batters striking out, I don't know if they're going to generate a ton of points. They might be safe options to throw out there that aren't going to get blown up, that will score like 14, 16 DK points. The other guy too is Michael Walker. I think he's got a little bit more K upside than those 2 do. Not much. He might be like low 20s, but he's playing against a Boston team who we loved initially after the spring training, and we stacked them a lot, but they just really haven't been hitting. They haven't been striking out a ton, but I think their on base percentage is one of the lowest ones in the major league. Also, yeah, they're down 27th with only a 383. They're a team, they're hitting 145 right now. It's just, the slugging percentage of 177. They're just hasn't come together yet.
yeah. To add on to Waka there, I mean, if you want to look at his spring stats here, 15 innings, only 9 hits allowed in those 15 innings, 1 earned run. He had an ERA of 0.60. So he has a solid spring. Take it for what you want. But yeah, solid spring plus those Boston bats that seem to just be ice cold here. I like it. I like it.
And I believe it is in Boston again, and maybe it's the weather there. It just hasn't heated up to the point where, it needs to be for the ball to start flying out of that park or to, hit the ball easier. So it's definitely favoring the pitchers against them. And they play Baltimore in the first series, who doesn't really have, a bunch of like ace arms on the team. So yeah, so I think that wraps up pitching. So batting, I think we have like the two top hitting teams with the Dodgers and the Padres, who've been off to good starts. And looking at the pitchers they're against, it looks like the left-handers on both teams will do very well versus these pitchers, but the splits are like so drastic that the right-handers might actually struggle. So it might be actually hard to stack some of these. And the pricing seems pretty up too. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly, at initial glance, I'm not on either of these teams. At the start, I mean, like you said, LA, they are still priced up like insane, as if they were at Coors again. I
Hey,
mean, Betts 5'9",
yeah,
Bellinger 5'6", Seager 5'6", Muncy 5'3", Turner 5'3". Like it, you go down the list, everybody's
even Lux,
5'3".
who was cheap last week, and as potentially he led off one of the games, and it's a good chance maybe he leads off this game also. He's maybe taken over the role that like Peterson, was
Mhm.
last year, and Kiki was there last year too, right?
I think so,
Or-
yeah.
but anyways, like that left-handed batter
Yeah.
to lead off, like he's 4K, which is pretty, stiff too of a price to pay. The Padres, they're up there also. Fam still seems a little bit cheap. So there's some guys down lower in the line up. Like the catcher from them seems to be cheap.
Carantini,
Either Caratini or Campusano.
Campusano.
Even,
Oh yeah, Campusano. Yep.
and they've got some guys around them that can, definitely from the top of the order if they do get on, hit them in. So you can do worse with like punting, but still, I think they're like above 3K.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So
it's tough with pricing.
I'm not on those Dodgers bats. Just strictly with price. You just can't fit him in if you're trying to fit into Grom. And like you said, I love May too. Like you mentioned him, but like 8-8, you just put in DeGrom and May right there. Your average salary remaining on DK is 3.8.
Ooh.
3.8. And you're got 6 Dodger bats that are 5K plus.
It's conceivable that you might not even find a lineup that you could put in that's actually starting for that much to, or you'd have to like play some pretty gross stuff. So
Yeah, like like I said, value is not too much there. One value that I am looking at, and I'm sure he's going to be insanely owned, like he has been, just based off how hot his start has been, is Mercedes, catcher for the White Sox. He started off his season 8 hits, 8 at bats. Um, doesn't seem to be slowing down here anytime soon. So at 3K, you're going to need the savings. I'm probably going to be plugging him into my cash lineup straight right
yeah,
there.
I took the opportunity to try out that new DK series game that they're playing. Didn't know what the game theory is in it, so I just picked some batters, and he fit in my lineup. He actually has 51 points. He's like the highest scoring guy on my team
Man,
right now. So, and I'm interested to see if they offer that for another series coming up, because this White Sox Angel one ends today, obviously, and
mm-hmm.
just trying to figure out what the best game theory is. It seemed like the bats were the way to go, but I was just wondering, if you have a series where you have a couple stud pitchers, maybe you throw them in because they're guaranteed points if you think that they can outscore a batter in like a 3 or 4 game series. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But yeah, I definitely agree. He's one that we definitely play, but for $600 more at 3-6 on the same team, unfortunately, it looks like Tim Anderson got hurt tonight. So it looks like Leroy Garcia came in for him, and it would probably be the backup that would start. Don't know where he'd bat in the order, but if we're looking for value, there's somebody that's going to be a starting position in a team that's hitting pretty well in a decent against a pitcher that they can hit. There's not someone that they're going to blow up, but it's definitely somebody that has going to give them opportunities.
Yep. Yeah, no, I'm definitely interested in the White Sox bats here. All those righties in their lineup going against the lefty pitcher who they I think they can mash. Definitely going to be high on Chicago myself here. I'm also looking at the Mets righties. Um, Lindor, Alonso. Like you mentioned earlier, I don't have any concern with the COVID uh, layoff that they had. Like I said, they weren't the affected team. Um, so definitely looking for those Mets righties. Mets were a fantastic team for spring training, as you know. We rostered the Mets, I think, every single time that they were on, and they
Money.
made us quite a bit of money. So yeah, so I'm gonna be looking at those Mets righties there to go
There's
along with
some lower
Chicago.
pieces too, like if McCann gets the start and JD Davis, maybe he'll move up, and he usually hits like 7-6. Maybe he'll move up a little bit higher in their order. We'll just have to see how
Yep,
it rolls out.
absolutely, absolutely.
So I think, to wrap things up here, one of the best value spots to look on the slate is the San Francisco Giants. They're against the Padres, and the Padres pitcher is average. He's not a superstar in spring training. Let's see here. He had a 3.2 ERA. 5 games, 14 innings pitched, but his home run per 9 was 1.3. His walk per 9 was like the highest of all the pitchers that pitched in spring training for this slate. And his K rate was only, it was okay. It was like, you know,
Up there.
10, but
Yeah, he had the third highest whip of any pitcher going on the slate today in spring training.
right, right. But what I really
1.57.
like here is like the pricing on these Giants really isn't that bad.
No,
Longoria, I know he's been around for 100 years with like some of the other players that we've been making fun of recently, but he has 2 home runs already off of left-handed pitching in the early season. I always like Wilmer Flores against
you
left-hand
got a
pitching.
Wilmer, you got a Wilmer crush. You just admit it.
Yeah,
Just
uh,
admit it.
it's starting to wear off though, because he hasn't taken me out to dinner lately. He really, he's making me pay for everything. He's not
Oh,
paying me. He's not making
please.
me any money. So we'll see there. But like Slater's like 3-3 on the team, a right-handed hitter. Durbin, if he gets a start, is 28. Like you got like Ruff in outfield. There's some guys here that Solano.
Solano's my guy on San Francisco. I love him. He's my crush on that team. 3-2, definitely the value there. So
Even Buster Posey has had a good start to the season too. It's like there's something in the water in San Francisco that is helping. So there's definitely some values on that team that I think that's where a decent place to look to try to help give you some salary relief to get some of the better bats in your lineup. But again, we have to watch. We're filming this the night before, so we don't know, like, weather could change. It's not as bad in the summertime where you have those pop-up storms that could happen. I think we're to the point, but it should be pretty stable. But you always got to watch, and as lines come out, that's why it's very valuable if you sign up for a premium package in our Discord. We'll give you the core. We cover the classic slates, we cover tiers, we cover all the showdowns, and we're here as coaches too. So if you want to play like an off slate or something, and I always say, like, there's times where life happens, and maybe you had to help with dinner or the kids or things like that, or get off of work late and you can't make the lock for the main slate. We might be able to help you with like the later slate or things like that. We're here to help, and we do all this research, and we just don't just want to use it for ourselves. We want to use it to help other people, and we appreciate you guys watching these videos. And the best thing you can do to help us continue to do these for free is to just like the video and to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done that yet. Check out all the other cool sports that we cover. NBA starting to wind down, NHL starting to wind down. It's really becoming almost a silly season for, I don't know how bad NHL is, but NBA, it's just like, it's almost like you're filming college teams every single night. But we're here to try to help you guys navigate through that, to continue to be able to make this profitable and to be able to play DFS and enjoy it, and be able to hopefully make some money off of it too. So, anything else to add, McKinley?
Nope, I'm ready to see some new matchups of different teams, get the Dodgers out of Coors, and see what happens.
Yep. Okay, so good luck in your contest tomorrow, and we'll be back for Tuesday slate. And until then, again, go to the link that we're going to put in the comments if you want to try to win a month of free premium access to our MLB package on fsidfs.com, or just sign up and get into Discord and see like all the free things that are there that we offer too. So it's just, we're just not a service that has like everything is premium. You can get in there and get things like esports and all kinds of other advice on things, just being in the community. So thank you for watching, and good luck in your contests.